We're going live with Gary Matthews, also known as Alan Vines now. We're here at Waynesville Automotive.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, here's a couple things I want to go over. This is very, very important. I'm going to give you some statistics. Waynesville, when I'm over there in December, I'm going to go over these stats again, but they're in your book, and for my team here at Alan Vines, these are in your book, and I've trained you all this before, but it's always good to reiterate, regurgitate,
keep notes, guys.
Information. Okay, fact number one, almost every single person before they ever step foot in a dealership in the United States goes online. We're talking about 88 to 98% of Americans. So that means almost everybody. Fact one. Fact two is that the average buying cycle is between 45 and 90 days. Again, it is between 45 and 90 days. 90 days is the manufacturer's lead gestation. 45 to 55 is the third-party providers. And then 30 days or less are leads to your own websites or search engine optimization. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes, it does.
Sir.
Okay, again, as per market research, the average internet prospect searches 5 to 7 other dealerships besides yourself. So, for example, if I'm at, Alan Vines, let's say they have Hyundai as one of their franchises. If somebody, let's say Duran Cage is looking for a 2012 Hyundai Elantra, chances are Duran is going to be also looking at other Hyundai dealerships, possibly Toyota, Nissan, Honda, Ford, Chevy, etc. So it's not just your competing brand that you've got to worry about or be concerned about. You've also got to be cognizant of the other franchises. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
Okay, so with that being said, you've got to assume that there are other internet ninjas, or at least wannabe internet ninjas, that are gunning for your prospect's business. They are calling on a daily basis. You got to assume, even if they're not, you got to assume every day they're getting ninja phone calls, they're getting ninja emails, they're getting ninja voicemail messages, they're getting all this sensory overload from 5 to 7 other dealerships besides yourself. Does that make sense?
Yes,
Yep,
sir.
yes, sir.
Okay, so what that means to me is that you need to differentiate yourself from the competition. You need to clearly articulate what is better and different about your organization than anybody else's. How are you going to deliver that message? Through everything that you do. You're going to be able to articulate that, or should be able to articulate that, through your website, through your social media, through your voicemail messages, through your actual word track scripts, through the way that you do business. Okay, that's what you need to do. That's one of the biggest keys to this, is getting your people to like you, trust you, and believe you. But at the end of the day, let's be honest here, if all they know is that you were in the Army, Anthony, and you're engaged and this, that, and everything, but they don't have a reason why they want to buy a car from you, you've got a phone friend. Do you understand me? What can you do with a phone friend?
Nothing.
Be that friend on the phone. That's it. That's not what we're here for. This ain't like, the dial 800 friend network. We're here to sell cars, right or wrong?
Right.
Right.
Okay, to do that, you got to present value, clearly articulate why you're the only choice. Now, to be a little melodramatic, but just for purposes, you want to try to make people feel almost freaking dirty, like they're cheating on you if you were the husband and wife if they think about another dealership with yourselves. Now, you might laugh, but think about that. What do you have to do to make somebody emotionally, internally feel like, I can't even fathom talking to another dealer. I feel dirty. You know what I mean? Because they feel like you are the only person in their life. Now, question, whether you're a heathen or not, whether you cheat or you're faithful, I don't really care, but just follow my logic here. Have you ever had a relationship, whether it's a friendship, maybe it's a pet, or whatever, a fish, I don't care, and you're like, damn, I love this person or this fish or whatever it is, and I would never, ever stray? You
Absolutely.
ever felt that feeling in your life, people?
Yes.
Yes.
Make your prospects feel that feeling when they talk to you on the phone. Make them fall in love with you on the phone, and I don't mean intimately, I mean metaphorically for the record. We are a PG business here, okay?
Yeah, Shante.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So what I want you to understand is this, is that I want you to turn around and talk to these people and give them a reason to come in and see you. This is the second largest thing that these people will ever buy in their lifetimes. Don't make it miserable. Don't make it difficult. Don't turn around and do anything other than making this the most magnanimous, beautiful, incredible experience they've ever had, ever. They should. This is a special occasion. It's not a prison sentence. This isn't the death row. Right or wrong?
Right.
Yes.
Okay, if you want the things that other people don't have, you got to be willing to do the things that other people aren't willing to do to get them. Disclaimer, legally, ethically, morally, for the record, okay? Now, to go into a couple other things. Time check? Okay, good. I'm on schedule here. See, I've done this before. Okay, I'm going to articulate the science of communications. 55% of communication is visual perception and body language. 38% of communication is sound and inflection. Only 7% of communication is the text of the words we use. With that data, it gives me
55, 38, and 7%.
Email sells the phone call sells the appointment builds the relationship, product presentation, demo drives the delivery. Bottom line. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so what you want to make sure that you understand is that there's a science of communication. Even if you are the best trained phone ninja with 10 years experience, you only have 38% shot to captivate, intrigue, excite, and convey information over a phone call. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, now here, I'm going to give you something else that you got to really sink your teeth into, is that as per the science of communication, it gets even more complex. 50% of what you say disappears from the prospect the second you hang up the phone. Just like, even though I'm really interesting, charming, and brilliant, I know, as soon as I get off the phone with you, half of what I say is going to go into that magical place called Never Never Land from all you people on the phone. You follow me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And it's just the way it is. It is what it is. It's science of communications. So again, to repeat that, if you're talking to a prospect and you're trying to, do your 10-step process, etc., half of what you say disappears the second you get off the phone with them. 48 hours later, only 25% of that 50% remains, which means only 12.5% of your original information. So, Sean, let me make sure I understand this correctly. Basically, the internet prospect is a 45 to 90-day lead. Yes. The next thing I heard you say, Sean, is that if I get an internet lead, no, that's all right. No, keep going. Did you stop it? Okay, good. If I have an internet lead, they're looking at 5 to 7 other people. There's 5 to 7 other slammed information I'm getting. Okay, and then when I finally get them on the phone, only half of what I say remains after the first day. 2 days later, only 25% of that. So if the cards are stacked up against you, you need to make sure what you say is important and relevant and powerful.